Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here, and today is an episode of Thelma made me do it. Um, it is kind of a haul of stuff that she has given me. And for those of you that don't know who Thelma is a friend of mine from Manitoba who came to visit me here in New Brunswick for 2 weeks. And we went thrifting and antiquing all over the countryside. And so as she picked up things, her suitcase got overloaded. She ended up buying another suitcase in order to take stuff home with her. And in order to minimize the weight and keep things under control and still be able to go thrifting and antiquing, she had to cut back on some of the items and change things out a little bit. So, for example, if she bought a dress and she wanted it for the fabric, she would cut out the piece that she wanted and she would give me the rest of it. In some cases, she cut off sleeves or cut off a half a piece and left the rest for me. And I will show you the whole collection shortly. So because of that, now I don't like to throw anything away. I like to try as much as possible and repurpose everything. So because she kept tossing these things to the side, I kept saying, no, I'm going to keep that and finish using it. And so that is how this new playlist called Thelma Made Me Do It has been born. So today I'm going to show you all the things that she gave me and what she cut off or what she didn't keep. And then I will pick one and I will start doing regular segments until I use the whole thing up. And my point is to show you that everything can be used. It's not that Thelma wouldn't use it, but she just cherry picked what she wanted because she was limited to a suitcase. So I'm just taking that next step further and showing you all the stuff that you can do with the stuff that's left over. So the first thing, I had shown it in the last video, but I will show it again so you get a better understanding of what I'm saying. She bought this little girl's dress, and we got it at Value Village. And if you can see the top of it here, yes, you can. It is a very beautiful lace overlay with these little pink flowers in here and the rose trim. Well, the whole skirt was covered in this. Okay, but it was far more elaborate than what you see here. The skirt had kind of this pattern going through lots of it, and it was beautiful, beautiful sheer fabric. So she cut that off, and then I was left with the dress. I already cut the dress, the skirt off. So I was left with the skirt, and this is the other way around. And so the skirt has two panels, and then I have this lining that's underneath, and that's all cotton. And then I have a couple layers of crinoline, and this is the really good crinoline. And the crinoline is double thickness, so it's sewn here. But if you it's one big piece. Like if you open it up, it's on a fold. So the fold is folded up, and then the two seams were sewn to the lining. And same with the next layer. So it's actually a very wide piece of crinoline. So yeah, she took the pieces that she wanted and left me all of this other stuff that I'm going to do something with. So that'll be one of the projects that I do. She originally paid $9.99 for the dress, but this was at Value Village, so I know we got 30% off of it. So she paid $7, and the trim for $7 was more than worth it. More than worth it. I would have easily paid double that myself. It was just beautiful, and if you can see how much of this skirt there is, and this is only half of it, that's how much of the trim there was in over top of this dress. So here's another piece of it here. So there was a lot of this trim. So even still, I did get the roses. I did get a little bit of the trim, and the flowers continue on the back side as well. So I will use it for my own projects coming up. So that was one piece, and I'm just going to set that aside because I have a lot to show you. Now, I'm not 100% I don't know if she bought this and changed her mind. It's just a little plain little girl's dress. It's got a very tiny, tiny little rose on it. She never took anything off of it, as far as I can see. I don't know if she gifted this to me or if it was something that she just changed her mind and didn't want. So it's a handmade dress. So I will take it all apart again and use it for something. And this will be part of my Thelma Made Me Do It segment. And the Thelma Made Me Do It is kind of, you know how they have that saying, the devil made me do it? Yeah, Thelma's kind of like a little devil. So then there was this dress. And I'm pretty sure that's the, I don't know if it's the same fabric or not, but this was the top of the dress. And it's got a ruffled top here, lots of lining inside, labels, which I love labels, and I think this was the overlay on the skirt, I think, because you know I wasn't paying real close attention to what she was cutting up, so I'm guessing that's what this was. And she left me a chunk of this because there was more than twice as much, and it's a very, very heavy lace, and if you can see, there is a rose pattern in here. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to, at least half of this, I'm going to cut the roses out so that I have these cute little appliques to work with. And then there is the trim along the bottom, so I may keep maybe 2 or 3 roses in a row here with the trim to use as a panel. But I will wait until I get to it and make the decision. There is a lot of fabric here and a lot of possibilities with the roses, so I will keep you posted when I do that segment. And then there was this was a pink dress. Now it's got she's taken the skirt and it's kind of a candle wick style, and that's where they would make these little balls of fabric, and then you know they would knot them and stitch them through the fabric. So it's sort of similar to that. It's just a very pretty fabric. It's sheer on the sleeves, and then it has the lining inside. So this will be a fun project. Also have the zipper, so we'll see what we can do with the zipper as well. And yeah, another piece to add to the pile. And when I take these things apart, I take them completely apart, all the seams, and I use everything. Now this, oh my goodness, this is a dress and a half here. Again, I don't know what this came from, but this was the leftover bit, and there's a lot of this silver kind of shimmery, it's got a bit of a stretch to it. It's not real great to use as a lining, so I will probably, I'm not sure what I'll do with it yet. We'll wait till that segment, I guess. There is a lining that comes with it. Again, very lightweight material. I have a feeling that I'm going to cut this up for making tassels, but we will see. And tassels and maybe clusters and stuff. But it might look nice with that those black rose appliques on top. So we'll see. Maybe something like that will come out of this. I'm liking that idea. But there's a lot of it. And then another piece of black. Now this might have been the lining from that black dress with the lace over top. That's what I'm guessing this is. And it is a very stretchy material. Again, I'm thinking it could be for tassels. For some reason, I have a lot of tassel ideas on my brain. So I think I might be making tassels. Another thing I've been making is very shabby clusters that I would possibly use as journal toppers. So I'll save that for another segment, but that's a possibility for that as well. And then this yellow fabric, I think it might have been with the gray. I'm not 100%, that silvery gray. But there's this big long, I don't know if it was like a cummerbund or a bow or something. It's double. So there's a lot of fabric here. Again, a very sheer material. Yeah, this puts a whole new test on creativity to see what I can come up with each time. And this piece was possibly gathered. It's very ironed, pleated. So yeah, it looks like there was some stitching in there or something that held it all together. So this might have been the front of the dress. I think it was silver and gray, or that silver gray and the yellow, I mean. And there's more of it. And more of it. Okay. And then there is some black elastic that came off of something. So you see, she's really given me a good challenge here to come up with different things to use all this stuff for. Oh, looks like there's more of the silver. This is the front of the dress. This has got all the those bone, you know, it's like the corset top, and they always put these bone things in here. So I might try to salvage those for other projects. But again, this material will get used for doing probably clusters and smaller pieces. There's a little tag on here. There's a nice little tag, a fabric tag here that has the information on it. This one says Romantic Angel. Oh, that's a cute little name. I think I've said this before in other videos that I like to save these tags. I have quite a collection of them now. And this might be fun if you're doing a fashion journal and, you know, maybe you have a sort of a little black dress journal that you want to make. You could have a whole page of these different labels glued down to the page or stitched down to the page. And what fun that would be to have the different sizes and labels and just have for part of a fashion journal. That piece. And then there's this pink fuzzy one. It looks like it is a vest. Now, I think she may have just bought this for me as well, because I was, oh no, I think she, I don't know, maybe it was the sequins that threw her off. I don't know. But I think she may have bought this for me as it is. And I like to use faux fur in some projects, so I will take this apart and put it in my stash of faux fur. But again, it's got a label that I can use. This one says Little Lass on here, so that would be fun. There's a cute lining inside. Lots of possibilities, but we'll wait and see what happens when we get there. And like some things I'm going to take apart, keep part of it, and then the rest of it I will make stuff with it while I'm showing you. Okay, so here is a little girl's, this is the lining of a skirt. She loves those shabby ribbon roses that I think the top of the dress has them, and I see the top of the dress in here. But this has got a bit of a crinoline underneath. It's got an elastic waist, so that's fun elastic that I can use for something. Maybe a journal cover. Oh yeah, here's a piece of it. Yeah, so it must have come. Yeah, that's part of the skirt. So this would have been over top of the skirt, and it's got those shabby rose clusters in here, which they're fun to use too. I will probably cut these out individually and use them as little appliques and maybe dress them up with other things. But they're fun to use, so that'll be part of the day when I work on that. I will show you what I do with it. Now she bought quite a yardage of this fringe trim. It still has the stitching on the bottom. If ever you find this, some of you may not know this, but there is a thread that you pull to take the fringe off. They just do it like that as they're putting it through in the machine. So if you're not a sewer and you're not familiar with these fringe, you might think, oh, well, this is kind of a weird fringe. But yes, this does come off. You just have to find that master thread and pull it. I think I'm going from the wrong end. But it will then lay flat like real fringe. But she got quite a bit on the bolt, or on the in the package that she bought, so she left some of it for me because she said she didn't need it all. She's doing a black and red and I think silver or gold, kind of a Moulin Rouge book. So she was buying a lot of stuff for kind of a Paris journal. But yeah, there's a lot here. There's at least almost another 3 yards here just of this fringe. So this is fun. This I will definitely, I will probably just wrap it on a card and hoard it until I'm actually going to use it for something. It's a never-ending bag, let me tell you. So this was, I don't know what this was. This looks like the bottom of the skirt maybe, or oh, it's the back side of a top. I don't know. But it's got these black meshy flowers in it. I hope you can see them. So those I may cut out or use it as an overlay on something. Again, we'll see what we come up with. This was a fun shirt. She took this apart and then she decided, she did use some of it, and then she decided she didn't like the material after she took it apart. Although it's very florally, there's some butterflies in it, and there's some writing on here. There is lately a flower. Shall I call it so? I have no idea. I can't read the rest of it. But there's this, these words are throughout the piece. Same with the beautiful flowers and the butterflies. It's a very silky material. It's got a collar. She cut out some pieces. I don't know. She may have taken some of it with her. There are buttons down the front here that I can scoop off. They're kind of a clear and a pale pink. So those will get used as well. So you can see I have a lot of fun stuff ahead of me to do. Then there's this shimmery blue skirt. Now she took the top of it, obviously, because I have the skirt bottom. It has a ton of these beautiful flowers and sequins and silver beads throughout. It's got a beautiful blue lining. It's kind of a very soft, kind of a French blue almost. She's very into doing these French journals lately, so I think she was planning to do a French blue journal. But she again decided she didn't need it all, so she left me a good portion of it. A lot of these little flowers could again be cut out and used as clusters or spot elements on a page. So I will enjoy using this. And then, well, we are getting to the bottom. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened here. This looks like a skirt. She may have, you know, it's hard to, oh, maybe it's inside out. Here we go. So she must have taken the top of it. No, that's the inside. Okay, I don't know what she got out of this, but I got the rest. So it's a skirt bottom, and it must have had some type of overlay over top yet that was quite decorative. It has this, it's kind of a burgundy, like a very deep red, and then it's got the deep red netting underneath it that would stick out of the bottom of the skirt. Very pretty. And the color combination would be very nice together. You know, if you introduce something else like a gold or silver or even black to contrast, to give a little bit of contrast with it. And then it's got a little bit of sequin, kind of a glittery top to it. I could maybe see doing some beadwork and some sequins in nice colors and using that to enhance this even further. Maybe this might be something that would look nice with those black rose appliques as well. So that's a possibility. I like the black and burgundy combination. So we'll see. Okay, that's it for the fabric, I think. Yes, for the most part, that's it for the fabric. She got a bag of lace. Now, just to give you an idea, like she only paid $1 for this lace. So she took what she wanted out of the bag and left the rest for me. Some of them she took half of it and didn't want the other half. So there's a lot of this pink lace. Looks like there's probably a yard or two here. some cream colored lace, and if I know her, she probably didn't take any of it, because this is pretty generic. She probably has lots of this. Same with this one, very iridescent, and there's mountains of this. It's kind of it's not elastic, but it is kind of a trim that you might add on to other things. It's very iridescent, but pretty. So I could see gluing this on the edge of a page, or stitching it onto the edge of a page, or adding it to other items and further enhancing it, or using it for clusters. Lots of possibility. These things, I will just card them all and put it into my stash. I'm not going to do a separate class on it. There's a lot of this. It's white lace with just a hint of blue. I don't know if you see it in here in the whole, just a slight hint of blue. I'm not big on white lace, so this could end up in my coffee dyeing collection. And there's another whole set of it, 3 yards here for 99 cents, but she paid $1 for the whole bag. She may have got all of this when we were at the fabric sale. I can't remember. Things are starting to blend into each other a little bit. But there's quite a bit here, so again, I will just card it. There's this burgundy lace with the cream lace with a burgundy ribbon through it. That could be switched out if I wanted a different ribbon. There's quite a bit of it here. This might look nice with that. Let's just have a peek here. Yeah, this really brings that out together nicely, doesn't it? Because there is some of that darker burgundy in here as well. So it's a possibility. We'll see. But for the most part, yeah. And then this one is also white with a little bit of iridescent in it. I don't know if you can see that through the camera or not. But again, all of this will just be carded and added to my stash. So you won't necessarily see me using this stuff unless I'm using lace and I bring some stuff out. But by then, I won't remember where it came from. It just goes right into the stash. She got a bag of braided trim, and again, oh here, it was $1. I think these were at that fabric sale. This is mostly gimp. I think she took a couple pieces that she really liked and then left me the rest, and that's fine by me because I love gimp and all the different colors that I got here. This black and this orange, and then kind of a plum color here. A little bit of gold. The silver gray. So yeah, I'm starting to see something now with that silver gray fabric. I could use some of this, and then sort of a soft green. So again, most of this will get carded and just put aside for when I do want to use it on a project. Now this, it wasn't all in one bag. But I think we just piled everything into the bag. She got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rolls. Yeah, 5 rolls. And I think there must have been 6, and she just took 1 home with her. So this is all embroidery cotton not embroidery cotton, this is crochet cotton for crocheting doilies and stuff. Again, I think this is a great, there's so much here, it's a great source for making some tassels, and we'll have some fun one day and work on just making tassels with this. Because it's red, the tassels could be used for any kind of project as well as for Christmas. So yeah, we might make some tassels and some adornments for doing, Christmas journals and stuff. So that's, I'm just going to stick that back in the bag here. And then I don't know what, I think seam binding came off of these. And I'll have a use for these eventually. I will share that with you as well. So they'll just go in the bag. And then in the seam binding, yeah, see, there's the boxes. So I love keeping the boxes from seam binding. I will cut this off to make it nice and round. You get 2 of them out of the one. In fact, I'm going to cut one open just to show you. And I just follow the edges of the circle and round it off to be a circle. And the fun part about these is that they are, it's kind of a little off there, but they have this seam binding thing on the front, and then they're blank on the back, so with a little bit of collage and decorating on the front, still leaving the Eaton's thing showing through. They make an instant round little tag or note card that you can stick in a journal. So I love these. So since she was taking the seam binding off to take home, because these are Eaton's and this is 25 cents, so it's all vintage seam binding, I said, if you don't want the circles, I will keep them to use them for art. And this I will just peel back and take it off completely. So she left me several of those. And in the seam binding, there were a lot of things she didn't want. Things like, what do you call this stuff? Bias tape. Now, I've talked about this many times. Bias tape, if you open it up, becomes 1 inch, 2 inches wide in width. And it's a really nice light cotton. If you iron it out flat, you can distress it, stain it, embroider on it, do all kinds of things to make it fun and funky, and it becomes another shabby ribbon that you can use in your journals. And she left it all behind, and it comes in lots of different colors and lots of different widths. She also left me some rickrack, more seam bias tape, more bias tape, more. And what I like about these too is I love the labels. I take them apart, I open them up, and they become pieces that I can use in my art. So I will open this up. Sometimes they just come apart, they're not even glued, but this is an old one and it's glued. So I will open it up, flatten it out a little bit, and there again, if you glue it down to some cardstock, it becomes a really nice journal card that you can use just like that, or you can use it for collaging onto a page. These kinds of things, again, I go back to the fashion industry. This is just the inside that was glued down. But if you go back into the fashion industry, and if you're doing a journal on fashion, these are things that you can add into a page. Bias tape and seam binding and round tags. These are all great to enhance a sewing journal or a fashion journal. So yeah, she didn't want any of this, and it was just extra bulk for her, but win-win for me because I love using this stuff, and she left me lots of it. And here's another one of those labels. So this is one that was just folded over. I love that it says 15 cents on here. You'd never get bias tape for 15 cents anywhere. So yeah, lots of fun and possibilities with all of this. So maybe we'll have a day where we just work on some kind of a sewing journal. Maybe I should do the little black dress journal. I keep talking about it, but haven't done one yet. So we'll see. That's my word of the day. We'll see. Of course, seam binding also comes on cardboard, and I love using this stuff. And here's another label. It looks like there was another bag of scrappy ribbons from somewhere. Ribbons and lace. So there's this lace here. Nice color, nice width, and lots of it. Lots of this white gathered lace. I usually ungather it by either cutting off this strip, which I don't throw away, or I will open up the seam if it's not too intense to open it up. And then there's more gathered lace, some blue lace. I'm surprised she didn't take this. This is pretty. Go with that blue dress. Some more ivory gathered lace, red, more red. Now this is just plain ugly. Sorry. It's made with the seam with bias tape stitched to it. That's coming off. And I will use them separately. Some eyelet lace, double gathered green with white. Do you remember these double laces that they were all the hit in the 80s? And people put them on clothing, and they just gathered up to be this big lacy blobby thing. It still gives me nightmares. A nice piece of flat lace. This can be used for something as make a really nice page overlay, like a page flip. It's cute. More white and more white. So lots for me to card and put together and figure out how I'm going to use in the future. Now, in one of her bags of yarn that she bought, I don't remember what the other colors were. I think there was a white. She took all the white home, but there was 2 balls of this obviously very Christmassy feel to it. So this might be fun to use with all of that red to make some fun Christmas tassels. So I will put this with the red, and one day we'll work on making different kinds of tassels. Maybe add some of that red and green bias tape. I think it's coming together, don't you? I know she got another bag of wool, and this, it was a soft pink, and I think there was a white. I used some of the white in my dream catcher project. I think I put it away here. But this has a very silvery thread, shimmery thread through it. Very pretty. Lots of possibilities for tassels, for making a braided trim. So this I would definitely use and use it right to the end. There's this cute little, again, look at this little girl's dress. It's somebody so small fit into this thing. I don't know if you can see the whole thing. It's just got this, looks like a little snowball or snowflake type of puffy top to it. I don't know what came on the bottom, but she cut it off. And it looks like there was some netting and crinoline as well, because I see the remnants of it. But she's taken, oh, maybe this is it? No, that's from another dress. But she's taken the rest of it home and left this for me, so this will be a fun little project to work with. I could easily turn this into a few little things. She left me this cute silver button with a gold bow, so we'll see what happens with that one too. What fun. So there is this dress. Again, I don't know what came as the cover on it. I'm guessing one of those pale pink rose cluster things, because she loves that stuff. And lots of crinoline. This too is doubled, it looks like. Yes, I believe so. Yeah, it's doubled. So once I take it apart, it'll be a very wide piece. And there are several layers of it, plus there is this layer of a shimmery lining and another lining underneath. So all of this, once it's taken apart, becomes a lot of material to work with. It has a, it's not satin, it's, I wonder if they say in here. Oh, they're just saying 100% polyester. Everything is polyester when you don't know, right? But it has a zipper. The zipper has possibilities of use there, and the zipper's quite long. Yeah, it must have had some layers of roses or some kind of lacy top that she was keeping for a project. It's a very soft pale pink. Love this material that's used for the bow. This, again, I could either use it as it is. It may take me a while to undo it, but I could use it as a bow to maybe tie on a journal, or I could open it up and get twice the material for doing things like clusters and snippets and stuff. So there's options with that as well. More possibilities. So that is that. There's one more. Oh yeah, this was. Now this is going to be a little harder to use. It's a very stretchy material. It's plain black. Black is not my. I love wearing black. I love the color black, but I don't like the color black for journals. But there, it can be a base. It can be added into snippets. If it's not too intense, then it's fine to use. And because of my love of repurposing and recycling, I will try everything I can to reuse this one way or another. So it may be the base of something and then I just add on top, but one way or another it will get used up. Just, I don't know what was at the bottom. I really don't remember, but it's kind of just the under you know, the underlining to whatever it was she took off of it. So I will use it. And then the last piece is another piece of lace. This is not quite the same pattern, but similar to the last dress. So this has got not a rose. So yeah, it looks like we're going to be making some clusters. Oh, it was a pair of pants. I remember now. It was a pair of pants. So she took one leg and left me the other. Oh, great. To add to my one-legged stool collection, or three-legged stool collection. But the flowers on here are really cute and really distinct, so it would be very easy to cut these out to use for appliques on top of something. So that's a possibility. There's this elastic top. I don't know for sure that I'll get to use that, but she did save me the zipper, so we'll see. I might use the zipper for something in art. We'll see what we come up with. But yeah, so that's everything that I got from Thelma. Now, if there is something in particular that sticks out to you in your mind that you think I should use first, or that you would like to see me use first out of this collection, leave me a comment below, and maybe that will be how I decide where to go. And based on the number of comments of what you'd like me to work with first, that could be scary and challenging, or it could be super fun and easy. I'll let you decide. So based on the number of comments will be what I work with first. But that's it for my Thelma haul. So hopefully very soon after this video gets uploaded, I will do my very first Thelma Made Me Do It challenge. So in just to let you know, I'm working with a new video camera on my phone. I have a new phone thanks to my dog Highway. No, he didn't break my last phone, but he did knock it to the ground, and I think he stepped on the charger because he bent the charger prongs right in half, so I couldn't charge my phone. So we had to go through the rigmarole, and it was on Sunday. It happened on Saturday, and then it was on Sunday that we had to go to St. John because that was the only place where there was a phone outlet open. And we have been putting it off for a long time. We had to get new phones, and then in doing that, that's a whole day process. If ever you got to get a new phone at one of these outlets, that's a whole day thing. Thankfully, the girl was very patient, and she loves her job, and hopefully she gets a decent commission, because it is a whole day just switching phones around. We ended up getting some extra discounts because of the part-time job Tom has, and the company that he works for has a deal with the company we went with. So we got new phones, then we had to come home and reset all our passwords because the passwords didn't transfer over to the new phones. And a lot of the passwords, not only did we not write them down because they're in your phone forever, right? And we've had these phones for about 5 years, but some of them have different email addresses that we don't have anymore. So we had to spend a whole day figuring that out, and then it was just, learning how to use the phone. So this is my first video on this phone, which has kind of put me a little bit behind, and I couldn't upload my Thrifty Canucks video because it was on the old phone, so I had to wait until I got this phone and uploaded from there, and so that file is fine. And posted, but I couldn't do any more videos after that because it was right after I had done the first video, and I said, yeah, I'm going to sit down and do more. I was just uploading that video and charging my phone at the same time, but he broke the charger. So yeah, so that's why, and I don't make this stuff up. It just happens in my life. Nobody could beat that story, right? Some people can say their dog ate their homework. Well, I can say my dog broke my charger. But anyway, I should be back on track now and starting to do some videos. So I look forward to hearing from you. Give me some comments below what item you would like to see me work on first, and what I do with it. And otherwise, I will just carry on with the different videos. I have another thrifty haul video that I'm going to start working on next. So that's it for today. I wish you all a very creative day and a creative weekend coming up. Woohoo! We're going to get stuff rolling. And I will be back to doing my Techniques Tuesday on Tuesday. Get excited now because there's going to be so much fun in that video. I have lots planned for that video. So we will talk to you all soon. Bye for now.